Hey, I can't breathe when you're touching me. This is like the 100th time I tried to record this. I'm not gonna hold you.
These days, I'm letting God handle all things above. The things I can't change are the reason you love me. Listen, you can hear them calling my name. I'm all over the place, I can't sit in one place. I'm not ashamed at all.
I recorded 2 videos and the sound was not on because I'm not even gonna get into it. But we talking about Joe Grimblib, right? So Joe Grimblib is, this is what we gonna say, right? In this generation, people are done with dating. You feel what I'm saying? We got men versus women. We got women versus men. We got men. It's like, no, anyway. So people are done with dating, but we gonna use Joe Grimblib as a case study, right? He just posted this 1 day ago. I'm gonna preface. I'm not gonna say everything he said because he started wilding. So basically, he said, you know, F dating. Basically, he got his heart broken. I'm guessing the person broke up with him. I don't know. He just said that he's 2 months out, and he said, "You're telling me if I marry my next GF, I could go through this ish again." So he's already assuming that his next relationship is gonna fall apart. You feel what I'm saying? Which is kind of insane. Because this is a whole different situation. There's a new relationship. It's a new situation. You know what I'm saying? And he said, this is the crazy part. He said, "I'm talking to this new girl. She's amazing, but ain't no way I'm officially dating her because I ain't getting attached." He don't want to get attached to her, right? This whole new situation. Do you see how crazy heartbreak can do people? Heartbreak can really have people tripping. Trust me. I didn't really do relationships before, but I was in one situation where, you know, I would consider me to have gone through heartbreak. But it was more so, it wasn't the fact that I got my heart broken in the sense of like, oh man, yeah, she broke my heart, or she cheated on me, whatever the case may be, even though she could have been, who knows. But it was more so the fact that I found out that that person wasn't who I thought they were, and that was kind of the, you know what I mean, that was kind of the the rude awakening. That's all I'm gonna say, right? But bro, Joe is over here tweaking. He's over here tweaking. But I feel like a lot of people nowadays right now feel like, you know, they don't want to date because, I don't know, I feel like people are losing their identity. The fact that people are making videos online, multiple different videos of how to be a man or how to be a independent woman, how to be a woman in a relationship, how the fact that we have so many life coaches and people telling people how to be a certain way is a testament to the fact that people are losing their minds, or they're losing the foundation of what they were for years and years. Like, how you gonna ask somebody on YouTube how to be a man? But on the flip side, it goes to show you how brainwashed we were, how many things we were following for years and years. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to family, when it comes to abuse, how many things we were just subconsciously following, how brainwashed we were, and now we're waking up to a lot of these different dynamics that we realize that were toxic, specifically in relationships with men and women. And I think that's why there's a power dynamic going on, where women are definitely like, I'm taking my independence back and I'm doing this and I'm starting to OnlyFans, and, you know, I'm going to get a man and I'm going to, you know, dominate him and I'm going to move this way. Not everybody, but it's a lot of moving pieces right now in the dating scene. And it's because we're waking up in this generation to a lot of things that were normalized for a long time. And now we like, what? Now the female's like, what? Now I got power. Now I can get my own bread. Now I don't gotta rely on the man. Now I realize that men were moving this way, and now I peeped that that's toxic. Or, you know, now, you know, men had to show up in a certain way for years and years, and now I'm aware of it, and I got the money on top of it. Ooh, I'm flexing on them. You know what I'm saying? I don't need none of these dudes. I'm just gonna move around this way, whatever the case may be. You know, it's funny. I think a lot of people are projecting what could possibly happen in 5-10 years when it comes to how certain people operate. But I think none of us know for real. We can assume that in time things are going to fall apart for, let's say hypothetically, things are going to fall apart for women because they, you know, people say if they're highly promiscuous, or if people say they are moving a certain way, then it's going to catch up to them. On the flip side, men as well. Let's say, men keep being super toxic, they're gonna end up being alone. Or I remember this girl made a video talking about how a lot of men in the nursing home that she works for are, alone, and they don't really have no family, nobody to take care of them, and that's a reason. Even though I feel like, that's subjective, because you could be somebody like me who comes from a narcissistic family system, and I'm a black sheep, and hypothetically, say if I went into a nursing home, then I wouldn't have nobody to rock for me, unless along this journey I connected with some friends who just so happen to, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on the situation. So I feel like we can't base those specific situations on her thought process of why they are there, or whatever the case may be, because you never really know. But yeah, Joe is wilding. The dating scene is wilding. I feel like Joe is a representation of a small group of people who need to heal, men and women. You know what I'm saying? I told this girl on TikTok, I was like, she was talking about men. Her whole page was about men this, men that, men this, men that. And I was telling this girl in the comments, I was basically saying, like, in America, why you think people be talking about the Western world so much, or the passport bros be talking about going to another country, or whatever the case may be, or, a lot of women end up, breaking up with their partner and doing their own thing, even, you know what I'm saying? Because my argument was, she was arguing that all men are toxic, right? And that no men are healing. She literally said none of the men are healing. They're declining, they're disintegrating, and that women are healing, right? I think that women are becoming more superior in a lot of areas, and egotistical in a sense when it comes to only spans and stuff like that. But I don't think that, you got to pull a statistic, but I don't think that there is a correlation between men disintegrating mentally and women healing. I think that my argument was, men and women both need therapy, especially in America, bro. They both need therapy. They both need to work on themselves. And it's probably like that in other countries too, but over here, we need to wake up to what's going on, especially on the mental realm. I think in other countries, though, they just kind of thug it out, and it kind of is what it is. So if somebody got a mental disorder and it's causing chaos or whatever the case may be, they kind of just let that person, trickle down to things hit the fan. They don't really. Over here, that's why they, sometimes people perceive Americans to be soft, because we look into everything. Everything's a mental disorder. Everything's let's try to figure this out. Let's try to go to therapy, X, Y, and Z. And some other countries, they're like, nah, just stuck it out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Ain't nobody worried about the labels, the terminologies, and stuff like that. But then again, also in other countries like Germany, shout out to Mary, they have like free healthcare in a sense, so where like you can go get your teeth fixed or whatever the case may be without having to worry about paying a hefty bill. You can go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? They look out for you, especially in regards to what else is it? They look out for you in regards to like rent and stuff like that. So over here, if you run out of bread, you just don't got no money. Over there is like, I think they take care of you for like 6 months or whatever the case may be. It's a little different, you know what I mean? It's different. So it's a reason why it's so much toxicity, mental health, and problems in America, because of how we are, highly narcissistic, and how we move, how we operate, is all comes together to why we have the men versus women war, and why people don't want to date anymore, including Joe Grimblib. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I was going to say he's a representation of men nowadays that are hurt, but no, I think this is just a representation of people in general who don't want to heal. Well, they complain about healing online, and at the bottom of here, like I said, he said, I'm talking to a new girl and she's amazing. So what happens is, since he don't heal, he goes to talk to a whole new girl, and then he causes her to get hurt, and then the cycle continues. He's still hurting people until he decides to heal, and then she gets hurt by him because he either doesn't show up in a certain way, and she says, all men are like that, or she gets hurt by him. Maybe he don't show up, or maybe she gets hurt by him, and then she just runs around and says everybody hurt her, or whatever the case may be, or she might stop dating. You feel what I'm saying? That's where he sounds like he's going. He said F dating. You know what I'm saying? And as somebody who hasn't been in a relationship for 3 years, I understand his pain, but at the same time, he can't project all of his situations on his new situations because he got to work on himself. That's why he on here cursing people out, talking crazy about dating. You know what I'm saying? The dating scene is it is out of pocket. I'm gonna say that. It is kind of out of pocket, but you gotta work on yourself first to the point where you can be like, okay, I can be my myself. I don't need to be with nobody. So the next time you run into a heartbreak, it won't hurt you as much. You feel what I'm saying? It'll be like, okay, I don't really need you. I can be by myself. And then when I go into somebody new, I won't feel like, oh, I don't want to get attached to him. That's what he said at the end of this. I don't want to get attached to her because I'm already hurt in a sense. But he don't want to say that because he want to thug it out. He want to say F this, F that, la, 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 la. You know how men are. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him as a person. So he's entitled to do whatever he want to do, how he do it. And I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do what I do, how I do it. But I just want to talk on that on the dating scene nowadays. It's your boy Josh. Different. I'm different. You different. We different.